Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Derf and S'mores, and today I'm going to be bringing you another Raw recap for September 1st, 2014. This is the first Raw of the month, and to be honest, it was a pretty boring one. Couple announcements first. Thank you so much for the support on the last Raw recap that I made. I can't believe the amount of views I got on that. Over 200. That's the most viewed video on my channel as of right now, and I've only been around for a couple weeks. So I hope that you can all keep showing this some love, keep leaving some comments, keep liking, keep subscribing, and so we start off with Chris Jericho's highlight reel, and so he was going to have Randy Orton as his guest, but when he calls them out, instead of Randy Orton, it ends up being Triple H, Rollins, Kane, and Corporate Kane, and then Randy Orton, and they all come out and interrupt Chris Jericho, and they're all talking to him, and Triple H is saying that he's having second thoughts about Cena facing Lesnar again at Night of Champions because he doesn't think it's best for business, considering that Cena got so beat up, and that if Cena loses again and this is a career-threatening injury or something like that, then that is certainly not best for business. Cena comes out and Triple H reiterates this to him. Triple H is saying that he's earned this, and again, he's not going to beat Brock Lesnar, he's going to beat Brock Lesnar's ass. And then Triple H makes the point that someone tonight is going to earn a shot at the title because he really doesn't think it's best for business, and that everyone in that ring will have the opportunity to prove that they deserve the title shot. And then, of course, we have Reigns' music hits, and Reigns comes down to the ring, and Reigns joins in. And so all of them are sitting in there, and they're all saying that they want a title shot. They all deserve it. Randy's saying that he deserves it, considering that he's been in the run for it. He had it before. Chris Jericho saying that he deserves it because he was the first ever undisputed champion. John Cena says that he deserves it because he just currently lost it. Reigns says that he deserves it because he's been having such success in the WWE. Kane doesn't say anything. And so Triple H says that they're all going to have their chance to prove it tonight, and that, of course, the main event is going to be another six-man tag. At this point, I felt like turning off the TV because I really didn't want to see that as a main event again. But that was it for the whole highlight reel segment, except for Reigns hits Rollins again when Rollins tries to attack him or something. But they also insinuated that Rollins might actually cash in at Night of Champions, and that would be cool. So now the first match of this Raw is Cesaro and The Miz versus Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler. Now, I am getting really sick and tired of the tag team matches. I can't watch tag team matches. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it. I prefer one-on-one or even a triple threat or a fatal four-way. I just don't really like tag team matches. And then the show opens with one, and we get the announcement that the main event is going to be one. So this time The Miz comes out once again with Damien Mizdow. I'm kind of liking this gimmick, I don't know, but The Miz actually has his own director's chair and a makeup artist, and he even takes a break to get his makeup done. And so everyone's fighting, Sheamus is fighting, it's just back and forth really well. And then The Miz takes his break, like I said, to get his makeup done and everything. And then Mizdow comes in as his stunt double, and Ziggler is yelling at the ref saying that this isn't fair. And then so while Mizdow gets out, the Miz actually comes in and hits a skull-crushing finale for the win and the pin. It was a pretty sneaky way to win, but I really kind of like how they're using Mizdow and all that in this, and really building the Miz's gimmick. It also furthers the feuds between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler leading up into Night of Champions, as well as Sheamus and Cesaro, because Cesaro is the #1 contender for the United States Championship. So the winners were The Miz and Cesaro. So then, since, for those of you that don't watch it, this Sunday, September 7th, is actually the new season of Total Divas, and then a new diva is going to be on it, Rosa Mendes. I actually personally watch it because I like all the behind the scenes and all that stuff. So they're going to have, oh, get this, second match is another tag team match, and we have Cameron, Eva Marie, and Rosa Mendes versus Layla, Naomi, and Summer Rae. And then the entire time, the divas were just beating up on each other. They were all in the same ring at the same time, and they really just wanted to send a message to each other. I don't know what it is. This is all like drama. I don't know if you guys watch the show, but this is all drama leading up into it. It was just a big, just clusterfuck of divas fighting. So then we get this, the third match is another tag team match, and we have Mark Henry and the Big Show versus Luke Harper and Erick Rowan. Personally, I really like watching Harper and Rowan because they are just great tag team. Like, they're just, I don't know what it is. They're so big, but they can move around the ring, drop kicks, all these great moves. It's just, they're really good brawlers. I just like it. Big Show held his own. I believe at one point Harper actually lifted up the Big Show and slammed him, which is pretty cool. That's always cool to see the big man like the Big Show get up there. But in the end, Mark Henry and the Big Show won by DQ, because here's where something that happened that I've been waiting for a long time to happen. Now, like I said in my last video, I don't know where Mark Henry went in this whole Rusev business, because I know that they had a whole like conflict going in and they were going to start a rivalry, and then nothing happened and Mark Henry disappeared for a little bit. But now this time Rusev actually comes out and attacks Mark Henry when he's about to win, and that results in the DQ. But that's really cool to see Rusev actually getting the one up on Mark Henry, and the Mark Henry Rusev angle actually getting revisited. So then we have another growing up Bella segment. They're going to keep milking this whole Nikki and Brie Bella thing, and they actually get more into that later on. So then we have Paul Heyman come out to address the whole John Cena thing, and it shows the stills of Brock Lesnar destroying him at SummerSlam because they can't really show the video. And Heyman once again talks about Cena losing at Night of Champions. But I love Paul Heyman. I am a Paul Heyman guy. He's the perfect douche. He's a great person on the mic. He's a great talker. I love it so much. Now, next match we have Jack Swagger versus Curtis Axel. The reason why they're doing this is because I think that I don't know who he was supposed to verse, but they have Curtis Axel by himself now as a single star because of the fact that Ryback is in the hospital. He had a couple torn discs or something, herniated discs, a couple pulled groins, and so he's out for a little bit. So we have Curtis Axel in action versus Jack Swagger, and also Zeb Coulter is back, and so Swagger goes for the Swagger bomb at one point, but Axel puts up his leg and Swagger catches the leg and turns it into the Patriot Lock for the win. I love when Swagger's like really reversing these into the Patriot Lock. I like it a lot. I like the Patriot Lock. It's like the ankle lock, but it's just, I like the way that he reverses certain moves into it. I think that adds a little bit more character to it and it makes the move a little bit more interesting. Then of course after the match, my man again, Bo Dallas, comes out, and he's on the stage and he's got like 3 of these former fans of Jack Swagger telling him how he let them down and how they're no longer fans of him and how he needs to pick himself back up. And then I really think this is funny because this is just gonna really build up the momentum for a great match between Swagger and Bo Dallas at some point. I really like Bo Dallas. I'm digging the gimmick, and this is gonna be a good one. Then we have Adam Rose versus Titus ONeil. Quick match. Adam Rose, I like him. I'm glad he's back on TV. He's a funny guy. He was great in NXT. Titus ONeil, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I like that. Whatever. Of course, in his corner, we've got Heath Slater because of Slater Gator. At one point, the bunny actually attacks Heath Slater. That was pretty funny. And Titus ONeil is distracted. Adam Rose wins, and we all party. Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud. Winner, Adam Rose. And then we have another video of Nikki Bella. And then after that, we have Rusev versus Zack Ryder. Now, if any of you guys know anything about wrestling or watch anything about wrestling, you know that, of course, this is going to result in a bad thing for Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder gets his ass handed to him and loses to the Accolade. But even though Rusev won, coming out, we have Rusev. And so, of course, coming out, we have Mark Henry. And then Mark Henry is really just getting into Rusev's face, points to him, gets him out of the ring with his whole Russian flags hanging. And I really like this. I'm really looking forward to this match at some point. I really want to see Rusev lose. He's been on a winning streak. He's an asshole. Don't really like the character. But, you know, I'm watching to see if he loses. But I know I'm going to have to wait till the pay-per-view. So, along with that, we have now we have the whole Bella segment again. And so Stephanie McMahon is out there with Brie Bella, and not Brie, I'm sorry, Nikki, and is telling her that she's actually the face of the Divas division and will actually give her a title shot, a Divas title shot. Now, of course, this isn't going to fly, so Brie comes out and starts arguing about it. But, of course, you can't have an argument about this stuff unless you have, of course, AJ has to come into this, because AJ is, you know, she's like the protagonist in this whole thing, chasing the title. But then, of course, you can't have anything about the title or AJ or anyone without having Paige come in, the actual Divas champion. So she comes in, all hell breaks loose between the Divas. AJ ends up skipping around with the title. Stephanie actually takes the title and hands it back to Paige, who raises it up. So maybe Paige is a heel. I can't tell who's who. Stephanie's a heel in my opinion, so I guess it was a heel turn. I have no idea. There were a couple boos from the crowd and boring. I don't know what people think of this segment. I don't know. It's just adding stuff to the Divas division. I don't really know. But now we have Goldust versus Jimmy Uso. This is once again building the rivalry between the Dust brothers and the Uso brothers. Now, there was a little conflict before the match, and then Jimmy Uso's beating up on Goldust. Goldust is striking back. It's a good match. But then, of course, since they're heels now, they have to do something. So Stardust actually interferes and ends up hitting Jimmy's injured knee or ankle, whatever it was, with a chair, and Goldust ends up winning. But after the match, Goldust attacks Jay and the workers over his injured leg, and yeah, that's where Cody hits him with the steel chair and all that. It's just the Dusts are looking to be heels, and it actually ended with this creepy shot of them looking there. They look like good heels. I'm liking it. I didn't think they could pull it off as heels, but I think it could be good. So now we have, of course, the main event, the 6-man tag match. I'm really, really, really tired of seeing these. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins, Kane, and Randy Orton. Everyone's fighting each other. Reigns is taking out Orton because they got to build their whole rivalry again for Night of Champions. Then Chris Jericho is actually getting in a lot of action. John Cena didn't get in a lot of action. He actually ended up coming in, but we got Triple H and Stephanie sitting at ringside, of course, to view this whole thing to see who gets a title shot. So Cena actually looks at him, gives him the old "you can't see me," and drops an AA. And they, of course, end up winning. Reigns, Chris Jericho, and John Cena. And then, Reigns has to spear Kane for the win because, we got to build up Reigns again because he also has to fight Brock Lesnar somewhere down the line. I'm convinced of that. Then after the match, Cena goes ringside to yell at Triple H, and Rollins tries to interfere. Cena picks him up and throws him on the table, which is pretty cool. And we end Raw with Reigns holding his fists up high, Triple H looking just terrible. And it seems that the good guys have actually struck back at Triple H and Stephanie. And so, it was a pretty good Raw. I don't know. I thought it was pretty boring considering all the tag team matches, and I didn't really like it that much. But all in all, I guess it was a big advancement in the story. So that was the first Raw of the month, September 1st, 2014. I hope you guys liked this video. I'm sorry if I was a little choppy in it. This video is being filmed a little bit later because I had to wait for all the photos to come up just to give you guys the high quality photos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And got 22 subscribers right now, but please, if we could keep it growing, it'll motivate me to make more of these. I hope I'm getting better with this whole commentary thing. I'm getting used to being on the schedule of Mondays and Fridays. Going to be switching to Thursdays, of course, because of the SmackDown rundown. SmackDown's being moved to Thursdays. And I'm also going to be announcing that I think one of my friends might come in here and actually do an NXT show, if any of you guys like that, because they've got some talent coming on there. But then again, guys, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. I hope you like it, and I hope you have a good one.